We're in a treat for today. Mahi mahi, mango salsa, fish tacos. These are insanely good. Welcome back to the Jamaica Kitchen, and today we have a special guest. This is Dean, and he is an awesome cook, and he's invited us into his home today. He's going to prepare us something very, very special. What are you preparing for us today?
We're going to have mahi mahi tacos, fish tacos, with a mango habanero salsa and a lime crema.
Awesome. I've had it before. Guys, you are in for a treat. So, where did you learn this particular recipe from?
Actually, I used to work in the restaurant business years ago, and one of the most popular things we had...
Sorry, but Dean is a professionally trained chef, and I am not, but he is. So I'm sorry you cut to go ahead.
I prefer to be a cook than a chef. I think it gives you a little more levity. But so that's my background, and I recently found out that I had to change my eating habits because I had some health issues. So I'm just trying to find some different ways and different twists on different foods that I enjoy, tacos being one of them. And I find that where you go to a lot of places and you get fried tacos, this is a different take on that. You get a grilled taco, it's a little bit healthier.
Nice. All right, very good. And we're going to do the fish today on the grill?
We're going to do it on the barbecue. You can pan sear it or you can do it in the oven. Barbecue is a little more forgiving, gives a little more flavor, and also you're not cooking with any kind of fat.
Yeah, and you're cooking really hot too, so it cooks quick and keeps all the moisture in as well.
Yeah, and the fish we're using today, like I said, is a mahi. It's a firmer bodied fish, so it's going to hold together better on the grill. You could use whatever kind of fish you prefer, but it needs to be something relatively firm.
All right. Okay, Dean, so what do we have for our ingredients today?
So we're starting with the firm-bodied fish. It can be anything. This today we're using mahi mahi. I just seasoned it with salt, pepper, garlic powder, some ancho chili, and some paprika. You can season it however you'd like. We're going to be preparing this on the barbecue grill, but you could also pan sear it or you could bake it in the oven.
So it's almost kind of like a blacking.
Yeah, it's like a blackening, but we want it to be a firm-bodied fish because you don't want it being mushy inside your taco.
Nice. All right.
So we're going to be making a couple different things for our taco today. One of them is a cilantro lime crema, and I actually prefer to mix a Mexican crema with a sour cream. It just gives it a little more flavor. So with that, we're going to be adding the juice of 1 lime plus the zest of 1 lime, and you really need the zest because that's where the flavor truly comes from. To that, we're going to have about a 1/4 cup of chopped fresh cilantro and 2 cloves of garlic finely minced. Nice. So that's going to be our lime crema.
Okay.
In addition to the lime crema, we're also going to be preparing a mango salsa. It's a habanero mango salsa, so it's a little on the spicy side. And for that, we're going to have 2 medium-sized tomatoes diced, 1 large mango or 2 medium mangoes, depending on the size. You want about equal amounts of mango and tomato. And then we also have the juice of 1½ limes, 3 cloves of garlic finely minced, 1/2 red bell pepper finely chopped, 1/2 cup of fresh cilantro chopped, 1/2 of a red onion chopped. It could also be a white onion, it's just red gives it more color.
Sure.
1 large habanero chopped. You might want to wear gloves when you chop these, they are quite hot. And then 1 large jalapeno chopped. So that's going to be the ingredients for the salsa. We're going to also add about a teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of cumin to that.
Nice.
So that's going to be our ingredients, and then we're going to have toppings for the taco. And I find that green cabbage is much better than lettuce. It's firmer, has a little more flavor. It's nice with tacos, especially street tacos. Yeah. Lime juice, just some avocado and some green onion or scallion. And then we're going to use a corn tortilla that we're just going to flame over a fire on the stove.
These are really beautiful.
Yeah, they're really nice. So, and that's the ingredients.
Nice. All right. Let's get into it.
Okay, so first we're going to begin with our mahi. We're going to cook that. It's already been seasoned. This is a boneless, skinless fillet. It's about 1.5 pounds of fish, and first I cleaned it and I dried it, and then I brushed it with olive oil, and then I added our seasoning. The seasoning I use today is ancho chili powder, a little chipotle chili, some smoked paprika, garlic powder, and salt. And you rub the fish with your olive oil, and then you sprinkle the seasoning on it.
So is there a specific length of time we need to let this sit before we cook it?
With chicken and fish, they require less time to marinate than pork or beef would. So you can get by with just an hour in the refrigerator with your seasoning on it.
Awesome. All
Okay.
right.
So at this point, we've already got the grill warmed up. So we're gonna take this outside and we're gonna start grilling the fish.
All right, let's go.
Okay, so we're gonna cook this on the barbecue. It doesn't take very long, about 4 to 5 minutes per side. This is pretty thin, so it won't take very long at all. And we have it about 350 degrees, so about medium on your, depending on your barbecue.
Nice. All right. And also, you guys don't forget the back of your barbecue is always hotter than the front. Okay. Well, this is anchovy. He wanted to help us cook the fish today, didn't you, anchovy? Say wow. Wow. Yeah. We're gonna steal your cat, Dean.
You can have it. Okay, so while our fish is cooking on the barbecue, we thought we'd go ahead and get started on our mango habanero salsa. It's really quick and easy to do. The thing to remember though is when you're chopping these jalapenos and these habaneros, wear gloves. The chili from it goes underneath your nails and it can make your fingers light up pretty quick.
Yeah, it can.
Okay, so we'll get started. So if you notice, it's about equal parts tomatoes as it is to the mango. And these are just regular tomatoes, nothing special about them. And this is a mango. Now the important thing about your mango is you want to use a ripe mango and a red mango because they're going to be sweeter, they have more juice in them, and it's the sweet and the heat that really makes this salsa work. So about equal parts diced tomato to diced mango. Just mix them in here together. Now since this is the wettest of the ingredients, this is a good time to sprinkle the salt and the cumin on because it just helps incorporate it better. So it's about a half a teaspoon of salt, just sprinkle it over it. Okay, and a half teaspoon of cumin. Now some people don't like cumin. If you don't, you can leave it out, but it just adds that authentic flavor to the salsa.
Nice.
So we have the cumin and we have the salt.
Beautiful colors.
We'll go ahead and toss it a little bit so we get that moisture in there with the salt so it starts dissolving. If you look in the bottom of the dish, you see lots of juice. I don't take the seeds out of the tomatoes because it adds more moisture to the salsa.
All right.
Okay, and then we're just going to start incorporating our ingredients into this. We're going to go with our red onion. And if you notice, like all the secondary ingredients are chopped in similar size. It just makes it easier when you're eating it and serving it. Mm-hmm. This is our red bell pepper.
Keeping the consistency.
Yeah. Then we have our cilantro. It's funny, my daughter hates cilantro, but she likes it in salsa. So
yeah, a lot of people find it too overpowering.
Yeah, it can be.
Yeah.
Then we have our jalapeno. And you know, jalapenos vary widely on their heat. So sometimes they're hot and sometimes they're not so hot. This is the habanero. It is hot. I know because I accidentally touched my face with it earlier.
Oh, you know I love my pepper.
So here we have all the dry ingredients. Now we're gonna add the flavorful ingredients. This is 3 cloves of garlic. I cheat. I throw my cloves of garlic in my food processor. It just gives you that nice fine...
A finer grind, yeah.
Yeah. So we add our garlic to it and we're gonna toss it about. Look how beautiful it is. It's got great color.
Are amazing.
Yeah.
Just amazing. And I can smell the mangoes from here.
Yeah.
That must be super ripe.
They were super ripe and I was really lucky because I found really large red mango. You could use 2 medium size if the large one, but see it's about even consistency of tomato and mango. Okay, so now to this we're gonna add our lime juice. And you want to add at least 1 whole lime. I actually have a lime and a half because we're making the lime crema, so I add a half a lime from that.
Okay.
So we're gonna add this, and the tartness helps offset the sweetness of the tomato and the mango. And you can make this in advance. You don't have to make it the day that you're making your fish tacos or chicken tacos or any kind of tacos.
All right.
This also is really good. Served with pork, just like a pork roast or a pork chop.
That's a good idea, yeah.
So,
but letting it sit for a couple of hours before you consume it would probably help with everything melding.
It helps meld the flavors together a little bit. So now we're just going to stir it and get that lime juice all throughout the ingredients. And there you go. This is pretty much how it's going to look.
Super healthy, no fat.
No fat, very little sodium.
Packed with nutrition, really packed with nutrition, especially with the mangoes and the tomatoes and the onions and the garlic.
And so, yeah, and again, with the glycemic index, because I'm supposed to be watching my sugar, people are like, oh, mango's very high in sugar. Well, mango is also a very fibrous fruit. So the great thing about that is that you can deduct the fiber from the carbs, and you get a more carb smart diet fruit, okay? So that's our mango habanero salsa right there. Super quick, super easy. It could go in the fridge for a couple of days like this.
Oh, they look delicious.
So we're going to turn them over. They're going to take about 2 minutes on the other side, and then they should be done.
All right.
We just want them cooked through. We don't want them to be dried out.
Okay.
Right.
Oh, that's perfect. You got the timing right, that's for sure.
So now, probably about 2 minutes on this opposite side. Like I said, they're kind of a thin fish, so it's not going to take very long.
Right.
And we just want them cooked through.
All right, there's our mahi steaks. All done. They're perfect. I can't wait to eat. They smell delicious.
Okay, so while we're waiting for our fish to rest, because you let it rest a little bit, that way the juices stay inside the fish and don't leak out on the plate, we're gonna make our cilantro lime crema. It's really super easy to make. You can make it with just the crema alone. You can buy this at any supermarket. It's Crema Mexicana, which this is the Cacique brand, which is my favorite brand. It's a very light cream. If you think of creme fraiche, that's what it's like. So we're gonna add this. This is about 4 ounces. And then we're gonna add 2 heaping tablespoons of sour cream. It just gives a little more body, a little more flavor. It has a more brightness than the crema. And to that, we're also gonna add the juice of half of a lime and the zest of that entire lime.
Oh, that's in that juice already.
Yes, and you just put it all in together because it sits and marinates. You really need the zest from the lime because it gives it a certain flavor that you're not gonna get just in the lime juice, okay? So here we have, like I said, a 1/4 cup of chopped cilantro. This is 1 whole clove of garlic, finely minced. I'm just gonna go ahead and knock that in here. And get rid of this. And we're just gonna assemble all the ingredients. We're gonna add about a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So not much salt. Okay. Just gonna mix this about, mix the salt in with the garlic and the cilantro. Now we're going to add our liquid, which is our lime juice and our zest.
Yeah, you made this for me once before and I thought it was absolutely delicious.
Yeah, it's fantastic. You know, you can put it on just about anything. You can put it on chilaquiles, tacos, enchiladas. It just has a really nice flavor. Now we're going to pour in our 4 ounces. See, it's nice and creamy. It's very thin. So that's another reason why I like to use the sour cream, because the sour cream adds a little more body to it.
Sure.
Go ahead and get it mixed together while it's all the liquids. It just makes it easier. You know, another thing this is really good too is if you make corn on the cob. This is really quite delicious on corn on the cob.
Oh, that's a good idea, yeah.
So we have, and if you notice the crema gets a little thicker. It's from the lime juice. It actually kind of sort of congeals it, kind of pseudo cooks it. If you think about cheesecake and lemon juice, that's the idea behind it.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to add 2 heaping dollops of sour cream to this. Get this out of our way. And you're just going to mix it to incorporate it. Kind of makes it quite a bit. It helps bruise the cilantro leaves, which lets it release its flavor.
Sure.
This can also be made in advance. You can make this a day ahead. You don't want to keep it in your fridge for more than a few days though.
Okay.
It'll start breaking down. The liquids from the sour cream will come out.
Separate, yeah.
And like I said, it's super simple, super easy. This is the finished product already. And there you have it. So next we'll assemble our tacos.
All right, and then so are we going to actually cut the meat up or cut the fish up?
We're actually going to cut the fish up. You can break the fish. It doesn't have to be all formal or spectacular, cubed up or anything. fish flakes easily. So you can actually take a fork and just kind of break it apart and then put however much fish you want on your tortilla.
Okay.
Okay,
right.
So we're gonna go to the stove real quick and we're gonna flame some tortillas.
Nice.
Okay, so a lot of people heat tortillas. You can heat your tortillas in a skillet. You could throw them in a microwave. I prefer just throwing them on a hot burner. This is a gas stove, so it works out perfect. I wouldn't recommend throwing them on an electric stove like this. But with the gas stove, my burner's about medium high. And basically, I'm just heating the tortilla because these are fully cooked, and getting a little color on it to give it a little more flavor.
Right.
So it only takes maybe 15-20 seconds per side. You can flip it over. You can see how it's already starting to brown a little bit around the edges. And that's where we're going. And it, aside from giving it more flavor and a little more color, it also makes the tortillas more pliable so they don't crack.
Oh, yeah, because they're warm and soft. Yeah.
So that's pretty much all there is to it. You just want to blister it and
just slightly,
just
for
slightly.
the flavors, yeah.
Yeah, just for the flavor and so they're more pliable. So now you have a nice pliable, and that's my burner. So it doesn't take very long to do it. I'm not afraid to touch it. Just about 10 seconds or so on each side. You can flip them back and forth.
Yeah, usually when I do the flour ones when I'm making tacos, I have it pretty high because I like to see it puff.
The color. And these are actually a hybrid tortilla. They're not just corn. These are corn and flour.
That explains their color.
Their color, and it makes them a little more pliable and lower in the carb index, like I was talking about before.
Okay.
So there's our tortillas.
Nice. All right.
Okay, so now we're going to assemble our tacos. It's really super easy, and it has a lot more to do with you than it does with the recipe. How do you want to do it? Well, for the fish, for example, like I said, this fish is really tender, and it basically flakes apart. So you can use a knife, but I just kind of break it apart like this. Depends on how big of a chunk you want. And then you just put however much fish that you want on your tortilla. This is actually a lot of fish. It makes several tacos. Unless you're crazy and want to eat like a whole slab of fish at once. Would you like to taste it?
It looks so good.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, tasty.
So you know, I don't know, maybe a 3-ounce portion of fish on the taco.
That's really good.
Is that good? So
Almost has a texture of like
steak.
Yeah, dark chicken meat. Really.
Yeah. Because it's a firm-bodied fish, and that's why I go with that. So
that's really good.
We have our fish on the tortilla, just like that. You want to leave yourself enough room. Think about filling the tortilla. So if you fill it full of one thing, you can't put very much of anything else on it.
Right.
I put my salsa on next because I like it to flavor the fish. You can do it however you want. There's no right way or wrong way. It's more of a personal taste. I like having a fair amount of the salsa because I like the sweet and tangy from the limes and the mango. So nice, very nice. Next, we're gonna put the lime crema. The lime crema, like I said, it gets thick because the lime juice kind of cooks it. So think sour cream, and I know all these taco aficionados are now saying, oh, sour cream on tacos. It's really quite delicious. And then we have just some toppings, and this is, again, preference. I like a little extra scallion on there. Gives a little color, a little pop of a different onion flavor than the red onion that's in the salsa.
Green onion definitely has a different flavor.
And then we have avocado. And these are just sliced avocado. I mean, if you want to go through the trouble of making guacamole, you can, but it's really not necessary because you have the salsa.
Right.
So now we have some avocado on there. We're going to put a little cabbage. The cabbage is wonderful because it's crunchy. You know, iceberg lettuce, everybody uses lettuce.
Yeah.
It gets soggy. This stays crunchy.
Crunchy, yeah.
And then to finish it off, I like giving it just a little squeeze of lime juice. It just really brightens everything up. And that's our finished taco.
Cool.
So like I said, see, if we had filled it up with one item, you're not going to be able to eat it. But
sure.
This is easy handheld, take big bites. It's a special taco because it's made with a nice cut of fish.
It's a special taco because you made it.
Well, thank you. But and you could also do this exact same recipe with chicken.
Yeah.
Chicken would work really well with the mango habanero.
Sure.
Pork would also work well. You could use like a pork carnitas or just a roast pork, leftover roast pork for maybe Sunday dinner. Slice it up, warm it, throw it on the tortilla, and then with all the other flavors on it, you take something that was one meal and you're going to turn it into something entirely different.
How awesome.
So it's great for me because I'm meal planning now.
Right.
So I can prepare the fish on my day off and I can get 3 or 4 meals out of it. The salsa keeps great. The salsa is really great with chips too. I mean, I know that people are, oh, sweet salsa with tortilla chips,
No,
but
but
it's
it
actually
has heat.
has heat and it has that tang of the lime. So lime and corn chips are awesome flavor combination. You throw in a little bit of sweetness from the mango.
Awesome.
Okay?
All right.
Are you ready to eat?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I think it's lunchtime.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Ooh. Fish tacos. Dean, this looks absolutely amazing.
Well, I hope you enjoy it because that's lunch.
All right. You're going to top that with some crema?
Yeah, we're going to put our cilantro lime crema on the top. I like a little extra. There we go. Fish tacos with habanero mango salsa and great, healthier alternative to Taco Tuesday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks so much, Dean, for having us in your home today.
Oh,
I
no
really
trouble at all.
appreciate it.
Cheers.
Cheers. That's awesome.
A quick and easy lunch.
The mango just pops. It's just awesome. It's awesome. Wow.
You get that super sweet from the mango. You get the heat from the habanero and the jalapeno. Then you get that lime creaminess from the crema.
And the crunch from the cabbage.
Mm-hmm.
Texture-wise, it's the perfection. Flavor-wise, it's so exciting.
Yeah.
Because you've got the mango and the peppers and oh, it's really good. Guys, you have to try this recipe. It's so simple.
It is
It's
very
so
easy to make.
healthy.
And you get all those layers of flavor.
And the healthy is good for me because I've been told lately I need to watch what I'm eating.
Well, you can on your videos.
You're funny. So, Dean and I have been talking. We thought that we are starting another channel, and it'll be more about healthy eating and how to feed your body correctly, especially for being in his age group, because he's so much older than me.
Us 30-year-olds have to look out for ourselves.
But that's what we're thinking about doing in the future. Leave in the comments and tell us if that you'd like to see more of the healthy products. I'll still be making my Dutchy specials, don't worry about that. And let us know how you like this fish taco, and especially the mango salsa. It's just amazing.
It's amazing.
Really amazing. Go ahead and try it and let us know in the comments. Give us a thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe. Thanks again for joining us. Have a blessed day.
Thank you.
Bye. That's our man for feed man belly.